What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with the Week 5 minor league recap. Let's do it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Another great week in minor league baseball. Super excited to jump into it here pretty quick. Honestly, the Suns play in an hour. I need to go quick on this video so I can get it out before that. So we're going to jump into it pretty fast, but another awesome week. I will say, low A was really tough this week to find some top prospect performers. It was difficult. Again, these videos are mostly focused on top prospects because that's what a lot of people care about, including myself. So yeah, we're going to jump into it here pretty fast. Let's jump straight into single A, player number 1. The first player up this week in single A is actually our MVP from last week, Edwin Arroyo. And I know the video is kind of laggy, but absolutely crushes that baseball. Edwin Arroyo, again, staying hot right now. Over 5 games this week, 316 batting average, 364 on base percentage, 1100 OPS. He had a home run, 2 triples. He had a double, 6 hits in 5 games. He walked once on top of that, got beaned once. Edwin Arroyo is looking really solid this year. I'm happy I went out and picked up some of his cards before last week's video because I think the hype is starting to grow on this kid. Next up, Wes Cath, second rounder for the White Sox in the 2021 draft, makes his first recap video. This is someone that people liked a lot coming into the draft. Good little opposite field pop. First home run of the season for him. Wes Cath this week over 6 games, 375 batting average, 464 on base percentage, 1131 OPS, hit a home run, a triple, 2 doubles, 9 hits in 6 games, walked 3 times on top of that, got beaned once, and stole a base. So a little bit of everything. Definitely promising little prospect with Wes Cath. He's a little bit older. He's almost 20 already, even though he got drafted in the 2nd round out of high school. He's actually an Arizona boy, which is pretty cool. Good week. Next up, Kevin Alcantara makes his first recap of the year. Just demolishes this home run. Clear no doubter off the scoreboard. Kevin Alcantara, I don't know how they haven't got a picture up there for you yet, but over 5 games this week, 316 batting average, 435 on base percentage, 1172 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 6 hits in 5 games. He walked 4 times on top of that, which I love, and he stole a base. Remember, this is a big kid, 6'6", Kevin Alcantara. And our MVP this week in single A is going to be Pete Crow-Armstrong. PCA is on a tear in low A. This week, over 4 games, 526 batting average, 591 on base percentage, 1275 OPS. He had a home run. He had 10 hits in 4 games, walked 3 times on top of that, one of them being intentional, and he stole a base. Just move him up to high A. He clearly doesn't belong in low A. He is way too good for the competition. And just to show the domination over his first 20 games this year, 410 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1127 OPS, and 4 home runs. Our first player in high A is going to be Joe Gray Jr. Very similar swing to like Ronald Acuna. People fell in love with him last year, actually broke out a little bit. I think he went 20-20 last year, 20-plus home runs, 20-plus stolen bases, which is awesome. Over 6 games this week, 368 batting average, 480 on base percentage, 1112 OPS. He had a home run, 2 doubles, 7 hits in those 6 games, but he walked 5 times and stole 4 bases. Very impressive week. He is a little bit on the older side. He's 22. Our MVP from high A last week, Austin Wells, continues to rake. Dude's looking so good this year. He only played 3 games this week. There was some cancellations all around in the minor leagues due to weather, but 333 batting average, 333 on base percentage, so he didn't walk at all, but he had a 917 slugging percentage, 1250 OPS because he had 2 home runs and a double in those 3 games. Next up, Reese Hines makes the first recap for him this year. He made it a few times last year. Crazy pop with Reese Hines. Just destroyed that baseball. Reese Hines this week over 5 games, 438 batting average, 471 on base percentage, 1283 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 7 hits in those 5 games. He walked once. Reese Hines is a very special talent. He just has to fine-tune his game. Before this week, he was just terrible. Like, honestly, I think he was hitting like under 100. But broke out this week. Hopefully can keep it rolling. The raw skills Reese Hines have are so strong. He's a big kid, 6'4", 215. Just needs to be more disciplined and swing at pitches he can actually hit. Next up, Alexander Canario makes the recap for the 2nd week in a row. Said it last week, I'll say it again. When this dude is hot, he is hot. He is a tough out when he's on. Canario this week over 5 games, 294 batting average, 400 on base percentage, 1224 OPS. He had 3 more home runs this week. He had 5 hits in 5 games. He walked 3 times. He stole a base. Special talent with Canario, similar to Hines. Just like if he is patient and swinging at the right pitches, the dude is special. And our MVP in high A doesn't even get a highlight video. Like, what? How does the first overall draft pick not have anyone recording their games? Like, that is ridiculous to me. He only played 3 games this week, but I don't want to discredit him. He hit 467 with a 467 on base percentage, so he didn't walk in those 3 games, but he had a 933 slugging, a 1400 OPS, 2 home runs in those 3 games, a double, 7 hits in those 3 games, stole 2 bases on top of that. Like, Henry Davis is showing that he's not only just a great hitter, but he's showing that he's a good athlete. He's actually stealing some bags this year. He just keeps doing his thing. I always say Juan Soto's good at baseball. Henry Davis is my new minor league guy for that. I've said it in my prospect column, and I think it's going to be my favorite sentence of the year. Henry Davis is good at baseball, everyone. I will continue to be salty about Matt McLain, but this dude can play baseball. Matt McLain is on fire. Matt McLain over 6 games this week, 261 batting average, 320 on base percentage, so not great there, but he did have 1103 OPS, and he hit 4 home runs this week in 6 games. 4 of those 6 hits were those home runs. He walked twice on top of that, stole 2 bases. So even when he's not hitting fantastic, you know, he had some power. He stole some bases. He got walked a couple times. He looks great. Our next player up, and I swear I'm not being biased, but Corbin Carroll makes the recap for the 5th week in a row, everyone. This dude is so impressive. I almost didn't put him on the video this week just because I'm sure you guys are annoyed of me talking about Diamondbacks prospects because I'm a Diamondbacks fan. But this dude is special. In a similar week to Matt McLain, over 6 games, he only hit 227. But with hitting 227, he still had a 433 on base percentage, 682 slugging, and 1115 OPS. He hit 3 home runs. He had a double. He had 5 hits in those 6 games. He walked 6 times. He got beaned twice and stole 2 bases. So even when he's hitting 227 this week, like over 400 on base percentage, over 1100 OPS, Corbin Carroll is such a special player, everyone. He is, I'm sold. Like, yes, Corbin Carroll is that dude. Next player up, Ezekiel Duran just goes up and gets this baseball. Borderline tomahawk over the home run terrace. That landed in the trees. Duran this week over 6 games, 385 batting average, 385 on base percentage, so he didn't walk at all. But he still had 1154 OPS because he hit 2 home runs, 4 doubles, 10 hits in 6 games. He stole a base on top of that. He's starting to get pretty hot. He's starting to pick it up. This is a player that got traded from the Yankees in the Joey Gallo trade. Showing some promise. Nobody should be surprised, but Elvin Martinez hit an absolute tank. He's been struggling this year at Double-A, but he's hit some big home runs. Definitely the best week for Elvis this year. Over 4 games, hit 375 with a 444 on base percentage, 1194 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 6 hits in 4 games. Walked once, got beaned once, stole 2 bases. The ceiling on Elvis is just crazy. Like, legitimately, probably a top 10 just talent in the minor leagues. He just has to work on his patience. He is one of those players that will chase out of the zone. He'll swing at a lot of bad pitches where he just refuses to be patient all the time. He's still young. He's only 20, so he has plenty of time to, just learn. But really good week this week. Gunnar Henderson had back-to-back 3-hit games this week, and this is one of his home runs. It was smashed. Gunnar Henderson over 4 games this week, 438 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1188 OPS. He had a home run, a double, 7 hits in 4 games. He walked once, got beaned once, stole a base. A little bit of everything for Gunnar Henderson. Similar to Elvis, he's hit or miss so far this season. He's either really good or really bad. It just really depends on, choosing the right pitch. So Gunnar Henderson, awesome week. Nick Lofton continues to show that he's just a very strong prospect in this Royals farm system. Nice home run out to the bullpen and left. Nick Lofton over 5 games this week, 409 batting average, 417 on base percentage, 1189 OPS. He had a home run, a triple, 3 doubles, 9 hits in 5 games. He walked once on top of that and stole a base. The dude can play. This guy is a good baseball player. He's a little bit on the older side. He's 23, but definitely a good piece in this Royals organization in Nick Lofton. And my MVP in Double-A this week is someone I usually wouldn't have even on this video, but Spencer Steer forced it. He forced me to put him as an MVP. Spencer Steer this week over 4 games, 375 batting average, 412 on base percentage, 1412 OPS. He had 3 home runs, a double, 6 hits in 4 games. He walked once. I'm telling y'all, Spencer Steer, this is a low-key guy. I bought his Bowman Chrome autograph last year for, I think, $3. And so far in Double-A this year, he's doing really well. Over 23 games in Double-A, he's hitting 323 with a 406 on base percentage and 997 OPS and 4 home runs. Dude's playing really well. And to jump into Triple-A, Alec Thomas just got brought up for my D-backs. Continues to just show that he's a strong prospect in the Diamondbacks organization. Alec Thomas over 5 games this week, 263 batting average, so similar to kind of the Corbin Carroll. But he had a 440 on base percentage, 914 OPS. He had a home run, a double, 5 hits in 5 games. Walked 6 times in 5 games is why he really made this video, and he stole 2 bases. So he's actually making his MLB debut, I think, today. He got brought up. They said he's going to play today. I haven't seen him in the lineup yet, but hey, I'm hoping for a bright, bright future for Alec Thomas. He's always been a high floor guy for me, low ceiling. So I just think he's a good player. Next up, Gabriel Moreno hasn't shown a lot of power at all this year, but he is just a tough out. Arguably the #1 catching prospect in all of the minor leagues. But over 4 games this week, 471 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1,029 OPS. He had 7 RBIs this week in 4 games. That's only with 1 extra base hit. The dude continues to just get big hits and big opportunities. I feel like every time I see a video of him hitting, it's with runners in scoring position, and he comes through with a big single or double. He's a good hitter. Jett Downes is trying to resurrect himself this year in 2022. Last year, completely struggled in 2021, but he's already got 6 home runs this year. Jett Downes this week, 267 batting average, but he had a 450 on base percentage, 1117 OPS. He had 2 home runs, 4 hits in 5 games. He walked 4 times and stole a base. He also got beaned once, but whenever Jett Downes is walking, he's doing really, really well. He just doesn't do it much often, but good week. Next up, Luis Campusano, over 3 games. Again, a lot of cancellations this week. 375 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1250 OPS. He had a home run, 3 hits in those 3 games, and walked twice. Next up, Lucan Baker. This is actually a prospect I think is actually going to have a pretty good MLB career. Just reminds me of like a righty Adam Dunn for whatever reason, but the dude can play a little bit. He's a little bit older. He's 25 now, but over 6 games this week, 364 batting average, 391 on base percentage, 1300 OPS. He had 4 home runs in those 6 games. He walked once. Lucan Baker can straight up hit a home run like no one else. I think there is a spot for him in St. Louis just to hit some tanks. Pedro Leon just hits an absolute moonshot right here. Just showing off a ton of power. Way gone. Pedro Leon this week, one of the Astros' top prospects. Over 6 games, 300 batting average, but he had a 482 on base percentage, 1232 OPS. He had 2 home runs, a triple, a double, 6 hits in those 6 games, but he walked 5 times on top of that. Got beaned twice, stole 2 bases. So Pedro Leon starting to show why he's really high up there in the Astros organization. I believe he's their #2 prospect right now. Whoever said Sam Huff only has a 60 grade power is crazy. The way the ball bounces off his bat is unlike anyone else in the minor leagues. The dude has just the weirdest amount of power I've ever seen. Sam Huff over 4 games this week, 333 batting average, 500 on base percentage, 1633 OPS. He had 4 home runs. He had 5 hits in 4 games. He'd walk 5 times on top of that. I don't know, you guys. Sam Huff should have an 80 grade power. The way the ball bounces off his bat is just crazy. He doesn't even look like he swings that hard either, but he hit a 500-foot home run last year. He hit a 500-foot home run already this year. Like, oh my gosh. And our MVP in AAA this week, JJ Bleday. Yes, JJ Bleday went off this week. JJ Bleday, similar to Jett Downes, trying to resurrect his 2021 terrible season. This week over 6 games, 455 batting average, 571 on base percentage, 1526 OPS. I put him as MVP because he played 2 more games than Sam Huff this week. He also added 3 home runs in 3 consecutive games, I might add. He had 2 doubles, 10 hits in 6 games. He walked 6 times on top of that. Just so many of these crazy talented prospects, when they walk, they do so well. When they're patient, they're literally showing that they are top prospects. So JJ Bliday wins MVP in AAA for me. Really awesome week. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for the Week 5 minor league recap. Some awesome performances and some players I didn't expect to be on these videos. And even winning MVP is fun. Like, this is why baseball is the best sport, because you can never truly count out a baseball player. It's crazy. Just make one adjustment, and just like that, you're back at the level people thought you were supposed to be. So, no, awesome week. As always, if I forgot anyone, or you know of someone that just went off this week, the dates for this video is literally just the month of May so far. So from May 1st to May 7th, Sunday through Saturday, if there is a crazy stat line, drop the name and their stat line in the comments below, so both myself and someone else watching this video can check it out. All right, everyone, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. See ya!